We're going to talk about the word things in general, but in the world of legal, um, anything we refer to as a thing is therefore a legal thing. We're going to go to Black's Law 4th edition, dealing with things, because this is how the system operates on title and how it enforces on title and enforces obligations, contracts, therefore, is the duties, debts, and obligations that come with participants who consent to obligate themselves to the rules of this game. The word things in Black's Law 4th edition starts off the objects of dominion or property as contradistinguished from persons. Then it says the object of a right. Whatever is treated by the law as the object over which one person exercises a right and with reference to which another person lies under a duty. So many people have assumed when they have started in the legal participation, what we've talked about as the birth record, claiming the name, and then walking into the confusion of something that merged these together in a manner that really doesn't work in anything other than a consensual confusion. We're dealing with who's in control of what. Now, the legal state, of course, would be in control of what is a legal title. So a legal assigned surname certainly belongs to the state. And why you're getting into so much trouble in the comprehension of what's going on is you have consensually participated in something that considers there is an obligation now on you based on what you're claiming. And if you're claiming something that belongs to the legal state and it's not yours, then you would need a license to use it and therefore come under duties, debts, and obligations. Now, in truth, certainly a legal state assigned surname title is not real. Of course, it's fictitious. So when we go to Paul's words, who was extremely well versed in the Roman civil law, which people again must realize when Paul was writing, at the time he was writing, as were the early apostles and Christ, what they were saying are words that were at a time that is still the same as the system we're using today, which is why the Bible is so applicable and so unfortunately misunderstood and misused, because people are not looking to what was going on at the time and what Christ or the apostles were talking about, and especially Paul, who had so many writings and based on his background being in the Roman civil system, so well versed in their Roman pagan civil law that dealt with money. Peter warned about how Paul was hard to understand. So when we go to Paul's writing, and we've said this in numerous videos, so nothing wrong with repeating it over again, but Paul, of course, talking about legal things, the world of the people that were surrounded in that Roman Empire at the time that he was talking to, he stated, "For if a man think himself to be something, when he is no thing, he's not a thing. He deceiveth himself." So if you're in that world and you believe that it is your burden to not basically tell the truth, it's your burden to tell a fiction, well, then you're totally in the wrong side here. And that's why I wrote down, it is your burden, or your burden is to tell God's truth, not Satan's fiction. Therefore, you've misdirected your thoughts down a wrong path, a wrong turn in the road, a very broad road that is dealing with entertainment and fiction that has nothing to do with God's truth, and therefore you've actually placed yourself into consensual injury. So we want to read the words properly, we want to do proper research, but we can't keep on wandering blind in this and then expecting that the results for our blind behavior are going to change anything. And therefore, it is now your obligation to do this due diligence to actually get to the end results of what God wants you to do, which is to speak truth.